Welcome back in, everybody, to TB Sports 27. We are wrapping up this streaming session with our second half here between the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers, closing in on the 2-hour mark here. We have a brand new subscriber, brand new chatter in the chat with us, DB3493, who's got a pretty awesome roster on his ESPN NFL 2K5. We've shut down Peyton Manning outside of that 75-yard touchdown drive. To see Peyton Manning limited like he has is a big reward for our Washington Commander defense. You see the score, 7-6. Couple of deep kicks from Morton Anderson, but for our Commander, oh my goodness, Beasley. Aaron Beasley. Boy, he had the pick six and just let go of it. He had a really rough game in the snow last week against the Eagles. Came to play in the fourth quarter against the Eagles. Has come to play here today against the San Francisco 49ers. Peyton Manning off target again. And this is why that 49ers team has a losing record, albeit they're a win away from being in the playoff discussion here with us taking a loss if they get the win. But Peyton Manning just doesn't seem to have that connection with those wide receivers. Reggie Williams has been pretty solid. He was the Blue Chew player of the half. But, oh, intercepted, and there's Beasley. Aaron Beasley, who nearly got benched a week ago, has had a terrific fourth quarter. He's had a terrific start to this half. How about a slam dunk for Aaron Beasley? Let's look up Aaron Beasley. We've talked about him a lot. You guys want a little Aaron Beasley history? We've got to come away with the lead with this drive, right? Here we go. Aaron Beasley, former American football, college, all that good stuff. Corey Dillon only gets a couple. Let's see. Played 9 seasons, West Virginia University. He was drafted also by the Jaguars. Jaguars, Jets, Falcons. And he is a nominee for the class of 2020. I'm guessing he didn't make it. 3rd round pick. Professional career. The outside. Corey Dillon. Just short of the first down. 99 season. He had 6 interceptions, 200 interception yards, 93-yard interception return. Pretty nice. Played for the Jets. 24 interceptions, 10 forced fumbles. He was ranked as the number 20th Jaguar of all time. So there you go. There's a little Aaron Beasley. We like to dip into the history books a little bit. As first down picked up there. How about a little life after football? 3 daughters. Founded the Athletic Business Alliance. He trains youth, high school, college, and pro athletes. Very nice. That's pretty cool. You always like to see, as opposed to what we saw on the other side with Mr. Williams, where he life after football did not treat him all too well. Good to see Mr. Beasley come here. Oh my God, Dallas Clark. Tight end situations really hurting us. Really hurting us not having that go-to tight end guy. Lossman, oh my God, and that was just stolen away. We said we had to get points on that drive. We didn't. Marvin Jones with the interception. As good as J.P. Lossman has played here in relief, you're definitely seeing some of those rookie mistakes come out. And just did not see Marvin Jones. Yep. Last couple of weeks here, ever since the Giants game. Maybe I'm just having an off streaming session today, but it is the offense has not quite been as sharp. And we blamed it on the snow last week. No excuse. Absolutely beautiful December day here in California. And the struggles are continuing offensively for the Washington Commanders. Edgerrin James takes possession and Gets 4 yards on the ground. Maybe the 49ers might try to think about grinding it out some more because the passing game has not quite been there. Anthony Simmons. You also see London Fletcher in the mix on that tackle there. 3rd down and 4 for the 49ers. Even if we get a stop, though, Brad Maynard, he's been killing us with punts all day. Oh, my God. Boy, my instinct in Madden, the right thumbstick is what you do to make a tackle. In this game, if you hit the right thumbstick, your guy jumps up like he's blocking a basketball pass. That was Hunter Goodwin that got the 1st down there. Either way, Brad Maynard is going to make us pay. They've given the ball a number of times to Edgerrin James. He has not been able to quite break loose. But what you can do, you can see some classic Edgerrin James moments. TB Sports, follow along with us on Twitch like DB just did. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're not following us on Twitter, you're missing out because we go on Twitter. Our normal streaming schedule, you guys know, it's weekend afternoons, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday and Thursday nights. But we're on PTO this week, so we're going to be streaming all week. So there's going to be some extra streaming sessions. If you're not following us on Twitter, you won't know when we're going live. We tweet out right before we go live. We throw the time. We say we're tweeting. We put some hashtags. So make sure you're following us on Twitter. And if you want to help support the channel on the right side of the screen, you can do so like our good buddy Hurricane Thomas that just signed up over on Patreon. As well, if you want to deliver a message across the screen, you can do so by supporting on Streamlabs and on Ko-Fi. Streamlabs, how you get the message on the screen. If you want to do it anonymously and just help support the channel, kofi.com/tvsports27. There you can just, send in an amount to help support the channel. As I said, we're always in the market for getting a stronger capture card. I'm not using an Elgato capture card. I'm using a nice $80 capture card. But, with your support, we can get those capture cards, maybe get a stronger computer, get different games that you guys want to see. So all those different places that if you want to help support the channel, that's where you guys can do it. I'm playing with this third-party controller that's not resetting like the Xbox 360 controllers were, thanks to your guys' support. So I do appreciate that. And there's all the links if you guys want to help out. But of course, if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, all the links are in the About Me section. Very easy to find. If you're not much for typing, you just head there, you click on the links, takes you right to it. 3 and out for Peyton Manning, though. TB Sports on Patreon if you want to relive the RXFL and see what Peyton Manning did in the RXFL. You can do so by signing up at any level you choose. Patreon.com/TBSports27, because at the historian level, you get all the exclusive RXFL Sunday night games. And when Season 2 of the RXFL gets ready to kick off, the Thursday night football package, just like Amazon Prime, is going to be exclusive to our Patreon level. You're going to get a game of the week through the first half of the season, and then a game of the week and a Monday night game the second half of the season. But the Thursday night game is going to be on our Patreon page, so do check that out and get a little bonus football when that comes. Peyton Manning and the London Bulldogs, a disappointing first season with the RXFL. Well, the 63-yard drives all resulted in punts. Everything else did not, as we continue our offensive struggles here. Lossman just got lit up. My goodness. Thank goodness he's getting up. He got sandwiched. And, did not mean to hit the button, so you're not going to get to see those stats. But Lossman got sandwiched. Second and 10. Play action fake. And, it's Cronwell! Does he have the speed? He does not. Cronwell wrapped up by Dwayne Starks. but we were chastising the tight ends earlier. That is a huge play that's going to wake up this offense. Cronwell getting behind the 49er defenders. How about that play, DB? That was the longest reception in the career of Ernie Cronwell. You guys want to see a little Ernie Cronwell history? Let's look him up. That's another one that's another name doesn't really stick out. Let's see. E-A-R-N-I-C-R on well. NFL Wiki. All right, let's see here. He was a tight end drafted by the Rams in the 96 draft. Played at Washington, another Washington Husky. He played from 96 to 2006. He has a very short Wikipedia page. Nice. DB getting set with the fantasy draft. We're doing fantasy draft ourselves right now. Lossman. Oh, JP. Does he have the speed? He does not. Holy smokes. Cronwell missed 98, 96 due to knee surgery. He did play in the Super Bowl. Despite the injuries, re-signed with the Rams. 2001 season was Cronwell's best. 431 yards, second-team All-Pro. Unfortunately for Mr. Cronwell, he played on the greatest era of St. Louis Rams football from 96 to 2002, but did not quite have that big career. But like SK Money always says, one of our top Patreon supporters, just like Flipper, hey, he's on the team, he got the ring. 3rd and 13. We would hate to have to settle for another field goal here in this situation. Lossman. Terrell Owens. First down for the Commanders. T.O. looking for another 100-yard performance. Closing in on Megatron's record of a 2,000-yard season. I don't know what the record is in 2005, so he may have already broken it. I'll have to look. I think we've mentioned this a bunch of times. I'll try to look and see. There's the touchdown for Corey Dillon. I'll see if there's like a record book in this game. Or I guess I can just look right now and take away anyone that's not from 2005. NFL season receiving yards record. Did any of that make sense? Here we go. Single season record. All right, here's our list. So the record in this game would be Jerry Rice's record. So your record for greatest receiving seasons, Calvin Johnson, 1,964 in 2012. Of course, we shattered those records with our Detroit Lions on Madden 12 when we had Josh Freeman, Megatron, and Larry Fitzgerald. Those records were all shattered. I may do an episode just because that stuff got lost to time. But I might do an episode just so it can be on YouTube of like, hey, this was our Lions team. Maybe do a trip down memory lane, look at some of those old records, because I still do have my save file. And maybe for old times, maybe I'll do one more season with the Detroit Lions and kind of break that old team out. I'm always open. I've always said if you guys want to see Madden 12, I'll certainly play it on the channel. I played Madden 12 for like 10 years. I played Madden 12 up to Madden 20 and played the hell out of that game. Very enjoyable game, Madden 12 was. Anyway, Cooper Kupp, 1,947, and then Julio Jones, 118.71. So you take those records. Obviously, 2,000 yards would be the record if we're going for real life. If you're going for just 2005 standards, the record is Jerry Rice's 1995 with Steve Young, 1,848. Antonio Brown after that, of course, he wouldn't be in the mix here. And Justin Jefferson also would not be in the mix. And oh, my God, we're babbling about stats. And Beasley gives up a big play. Oh, my God, after that, you got Isaac Bruce, Charlie Henning, Harrigan, Marvin Harrison's in there. Touchdown, 49ers, Kevin Johnson. Aaron Beasley got burned. We're not going to get to see a... Man, Peyton Manning unleashed. Okay, we got to focus here. We're trip down memory lane, but we got to go for it right now. That was a disaster for as good as our Commanders have been playing.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Wilkins kicks it off. Paul fields the kickoff at the 1.
See if we can respond here.
Down at the 22.
Kevin Falk received that nice kick and a nice little run back after the catch. Good job.
Whoa, do you guys just see the... Did the screen get really dim in this game?
Takes the field, and they will start at their own 22-yard line.
JP Lossman's got to answer Peyton Manning. Lossman just takes a shot and delivers it to Dallas Clark. Lossman has taken some big hits back there. Remember, if he goes out, we're down to one of the Hewards, Brock or Damon. I don't remember which one. I think it's the one that's on TV, but here you see JP Lossman breaking the 200-yard mark. Corey Dillon, can't get much. Keith Bullock, he's been right up front, that linebacker. He's at the middle of that field, closed off. 2nd and 8 for the Washington Commanders. Lossman. Oh my God, T.O. got sandwiched but made the catch. I suppose one thing that we're kind of going through the T.O. tour right now because we just played the Eagles last week. We got the 49ers this week. Next week is the Dallas Cowboys. So we're just playing all the T.O. teams. We need the game against the Bills in there. Oh, Lossman gets sacked. Takes another hit, but T.O. is going. What pick did you get? Oh, in fantasy draft, I do not remember. You'll have to... I can go back. The episode, I don't think it's on YouTube yet. It's up on our Patreon page. But that is quite the question. That was 15 weeks ago. I do not remember what pick that we had in the draft. But check out on YouTube. That episode will drop on YouTube at some point. I think in January or February. Or it's up right now on our Patreon page. And you can check what pick. But I hate to say I do not remember what pick we had. And that was incomplete to Jackson. So we can't keep settling for field goals here. I don't think we need all of it right now, but we got to at least get a chunk of this to make it a 4th and short. Oh my God, and Lossman. This offensive line is killer. Booger McFarland. The Booger coming in. He was quite upset with Florida State not getting to go to the national championship. I guess we got to punt it. I hate to do it. Play field position here. Oh my God, those sacks are killer, and we're in danger of, after a 7-game winning streak, dropping 2 in a row here. But the same thing that happened against the Eagles, those sacks are just killing us right now. Absolute killer. All right, we gotta have it on defense right now. We cannot allow another Peyton Manning drive. We gotta play like we did in the first half of this game. And that's a heck of a start. Nicely done. There's Beasley coming in. He's gonna end up getting the tackle to answer back. 3 interceptions for Aaron Beasley this season. It would be real nice right now if we can get an INT. It would be big business. Anthony Simmons. Luckily for us, Edgerrin James has not been rushing the ball well. Are we empty set? Oh, no, we are not. I thought we were empty set for a moment. Peyton Manning, 3rd and 3. They are going to run the ball before the 2-minute warning. Wow, 3 consecutive runs. Commanders will let this run down to the 2-minute warning, and guys, it's going to come down to this. J.P. Lossman. Oh my God, they're going to make us call a play just for this 2 seconds. J.P. Lossman has the chance to play hero. Last week against the Eagles in the snow, threw the interception in the end zone. We're going to get good field position. We're going to have 2 minutes. It's T.O. back in San Francisco. We got DB in the house. SK Money is with. Look at Terrell Owens. Oh, I thought it wasn't even going to come down to J.P. Lossman. All right, guys, it is clutch time. Get your blue chew. It is time. This is a pretty important moment. Not only for this game, but for this season. Because our playoff hopes are going to be really tight if we lose this game. Lossman delivers. Oh, looking for Dallas Clark. Nearly stolen away by Fernando Bryant. Oh, my goodness. You see the team of Booger McFarland and Brian Thomas with their 3 sacks. Is this your only franchise, says DB, for 2K5? Yes, it is, but we are doing a Denver Broncos franchise on Madden 20 that we stream from time to time. So we have 2 NFL franchises, but for, oh my God, and T.O. drops it. But for NFL 2K5, this is our only franchise. But we have a lot of football. We are doing the Utah Utes on NCAA. We got the Denver Broncos on Madden 20. We're doing Fantasy Draft on 2K5. When we finish up with this, we're going to switch to Arena Football for a season. We got the RXFL. So a lot of football on the channel. We have Shaquille O'Neal coaching college basketball if you want to get a look at that. J.P. Lossman. And it's intercepted. Again, throws the interception. He was looking for Terrell Owens. Tank Williams with the INT. All 3 timeouts, though. But for as good as J.P. Lossman has played, the rookie tendencies are coming out, and Tank Williams tipped it to himself. Unfortunately, we don't have any options at QB. Mark Bolger was our starting quarterback. He is out for the season with injury. And other than this, we have one of the Heward brothers, Brock or Damon. Let's just look, because I can never remember. Damon Heward is our only other choice. So we don't have a whole lot of options here. And that's going to be the big debate going into next season, is whether we stay with J.P. Lossman, who helped us to a 7-game winning streak, or do we go back to Mark Bolger, who did not play well. Mark Bolger was 1-4. And that's going to hurt. That first down is going to hurt. I think that might be it. We got one more timeout to give. But, oh boy, this was a bad loss. This was a bad loss. And, yeah, they're taking knees now. That's the final timeout. This was a bad loss. There's no getting around that. We got the Dallas Cowboys next on the road, which is going to be an even tougher battle. So back-to-back games on the road. And that Cowboys game, very well, because with this loss, that's going to drop us. We were the #1 seed when we started streaming here today. We've lost 2 in a row. And actually, crazy enough, they're going to go for another kneel down. Look at the clock. Are we going to get the ball back? Like one... We'll get the ball back. Unless they just run around. They have to punt the ball. And we'll get the ball back with 1 second. So we'll have a shot. If they're going to punt it, which, yeah, we'll get one final shot at this. Now, the likelihood of this is not high, as you can imagine. Punt returns, not always the most frequent thing in these. Look at, they punted the ball. I'm gonna take a fair catch.
Owens
They gave the ball
at the 20.
7 seconds. Are they out of their minds? I don't know. I want T.O. to be the guy. I hate that on the Hail Mary he's on the outside. It's going to be a chunk and pray.
Start this drive of the game.
I can't believe we're even in this situation.
And the clock at 7.
See what happens.
Osman,
Pressure is coming. Ooh, and there's 1 second left. All right, I'm going to find just a play that T.O. does.
Played it pretty tight. Tight enough for the incompletion.
that had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up.
I don't like any of these options. God, it's so hard to find the play that you want to do in this game. I think we're probably going to get delay a game. There we go. T.O. going deep. We're throwing it to Y no matter what. Here we go. And it's incomplete. All right, well, we're going to let Chris Berman wrap this one up for you. We're actually going to take a couple of moments before we jump into the NFL primetime wrap-up to kind of look at where we are as far as stats and statistics. But for right now, here's Chris Berman.
All right. That's right, baby. Woo-hoo! We did it.
All right, gang, great work as always. And with that, we welcome everybody back to the ESPN studios for our ESPN Video Games postgame show. I'm Chris Berman. The 49ers stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Aaron Beasley is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Skins on D, the ball at the 32. Marvin Jones was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The Niners, after getting an interception, Niners winning by 1. Jeff Wilkins would be called upon for the field goal try, and he'd come through. The Skins answer right back. Ernie Conwell came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. A 67-yard play that set up a Redskin touchdown. Skins out in front, 13-10. Kevin Johnson was definitely a key as he was able to work his way open for a big one here. A 64-yard touchdown for the 49ers. The 49ers now have their first lead of the half and go up by 4. J.P. Lossman would find his target on this one. Skins losing by 4. Tank Williams shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. And that's where we'll leave this one. Niners edge out a win, 17-13. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Kevin Johnson is on hand with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You played great today. You may have the ingredient your team needed to pull out a win here. What gave you guys the edge today?
Well, as you know, our defense played great. They were getting after the ball and hustling all game long. We just got fired up from watching them play. It was a nice effort all around.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it.
This is SportsCenter.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Lions squeak to a 1-point victory. The Steelers lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the AFC North. Michael Stone had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chiefs pick up win number 7. Redskins, 49ers. 7. Kevin Johnson emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. The 49ers win this one by the final score of 17-13. Tommy Maddox threw for over 200 yards and helped his Jaguars beat the Packers. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles squeeze out a 4-point victory. Down in Tempe, Arizona, we had the Cardinals edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Panthers, Falcons. Donovan McNabb is set to receive this. He's standing inside his own 30. And now it's a pretty good kick. Gets it at his own 28. Cuts through the wall. He's got daylight. Where's the punter? Must be out getting a hot dog. Touchdown. The Falcons go on to win this by the final score of 17-13. The Jets got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Giant Stadium. The Chargers won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Colts. Ravens lost this one, but will stay at number 2 in the AFC North. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for it. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. This guy will be on the move. You see it there. He'll be getting a nice little payday, too. 3 years, $1.0 million.
Patriots, Dolphins.
He'll be
Antoine Smith is just shy of the midfield stripe and takes the quick handoff with a spin. They're fooled. Nobody was deep on the left side. 10-5, touchdown. The Dolphins win this one by the final score of 17-13.
Agreed. Classic 2K glitch with quarterbacks. McNabb at punt return, says DB, but that's classic 2K with their punt glitch.
For the win. Fred Taylor was responsible for over 150 yards rushing and helped his Bengals beat the Bills. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Johnson sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. The team doctors have reported a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Chris Naoli sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs.
Saints, Buccaneers.
For the rest.
Aaron Glenn is sometimes in no man's land, but you play the corner, you got to be tough. Reads it perfectly, picture perfect, down the sidelines, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, 55-yard pick. The Buccaneers go on to win this by the final score of 38-35.
All right, Boomer, thanks. Just 2 weeks to go until the playoffs arrive, and just as we do every year, we're looking at a number of interesting races as teams jockey for position. We'll start it out in the AFC. Meanwhile, over in the NFC, the playoff picture looks like this. So that's how we stand to this point. Still lots of jockeying left to go as we get this thing sorted out for January. So that'll do it from here. Boomer, we send it back over to you.
So with just 2 weeks to go now, still plenty to be decided before January rolls around. But first, prime time players' game balls go out to these men, each helping their team down the stretch. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studio.
All right, I do want to jump back in here because that was a pretty big moment that was made at the end of that game. 7 wins in a row. Coming into this streaming session here today, we were the number 1 seed. We were the top team in the NFC. And now, with 2 weeks left to go in the regular season, we are in the outside looking in. We are out of the playoff picture with that San Francisco loss. Dallas is right there at 8-6. Dallas and Washington play each other next time on TV sports. The Eagles are sitting at 9-5. There's a lot that can happen. Obviously, the division title still up for grabs. Playoff spot is still up for grabs. But literally, we are in the playoffs right now. We said that at the beginning of this stream. We lost to the Eagles. We lost to the 49ers. We got the Cowboys up next, the Vikings to round out the season. There's still potential. Philly and St. Louis could fall apart, and we can still get that 10-6 record and be the number 1 seed again. The AFC, way more stacked with the Jets and the Chargers and all that fun stuff over there. It's going to be pretty clutch coming down to it, guys. This is, we really blew it. We blew it big time coming up with these losses. We got to have this game coming up against the Dallas Cowboys. You do not want to miss down the stretch. ESPN NFL 2K5. Are we going to make the postseason? Commanders, Cowboys, the next time we stream with you guys. We got Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom coming your way tomorrow, but later this week, we are going to finish the regular season here between the Commanders and the Cowboys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, if you want to see this entire stream, 2 hours and 20 minutes, the entire stream is going up right now, early and ad-free at patreon.com/tbsports27. So if you want to see the Eagles snow game, if you want to see the 49ers game, if you want to see how we went from the 1 seed all the way down to the 7 and out of the playoffs, it's going up right now at Patreon. If you want to see the replay, it's going to go up on YouTube in April. So depending on where you want to see it, April on YouTube, Patreon will be up there later today. Follow along like our good guy, DB, I don't know why I threw the S in there, DB3493 with the new Twitch follow. Check us out. Thanks for tuning in as always, and by God, I hope we're going to beat Dallas, because playoff hopes are they're going to be on the line in that one. Thanks for tuning in, guys.